again. Yes.
What's happening, everyone? Welcome to episode 31 of Sports Bets, but mostly chaos and what has turned into, I guess, Whiteout Thursday. I don't know. This wasn't planned, but it's happening. We're rolling with it, and
all of us got regular ones, and this guy over here has got the V-neck.
Anyways, welcome. And if you guys don't know this by now, well, I'm Craig.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm back, bitches. I'm Ben.
Oh boy.
Oh wow.
And I'm Jason.
Oh, also Cam Newton wanted me to make sure it was pointed out that he's back, just so everybody knows. He wanted to make it.
No one fucking cares.
Welcome, Cam Newton.
Did you guys see the Did you guys see the meme from Spider-Man 2 where Tobey Maguire's going, I'm back, and they dubbed it with Cam Newton?
Wow.
That's funny. All right, we got stuff to get to. Benny is back after a week off. He survived Vegas amazingly enough, but he's back. He's here, and we're gonna jump right into really him. It's the NHL. Ben, I know you got the Vegas Golden Knights to talk about a little bit, but you gotta talk about arguably the hottest team in the NHL with the Anaheim Ducks. I know you're gonna say you didn't see it coming, but fill us in.
I'm cool with it.
Turn back time.
It's been pretty interesting throughout the NHL, seeing everyone. Kind of some of the scores and some of the winning streaks and losing streaks that you're seeing from all sorts of teams. Vegas is playing Detroit, but Detroit and the Knights are playing tonight. So I'm curious to see if the Knights will get back into the win column after dropping one to Carolina. They did have a good 3-game winning streak going. Definitely that 7-4 win over Vancouver was huge. That actually helped Skip win a nice parlay. That was kind of a last minute thing. So, surprisingly, they're actually being pretty productive with losing players after players after players. Just heard that Marchessault is now on COVID protocol, who is arguably one of their hottest players right now, but they did get Stone back and probably won't get Carlson back for at least a few more weeks, just now that he still has that broken foot and recovering. So we'll see where they end up. As of right now, they are not doing too hot right now in the seeding. They are second wild card with 18 points, tied with the St. Louis Blues, who look to get their win tonight, so that won't be a tie, and also the LA Kings. So they could start falling down little by little, but who's right behind them is the Sharks. So if anyone's going to give them a chance to stay in the playoffs, it would be the Sharks. So we'll see how that goes. Right. We'll see how that goes. But it's definitely interesting to see them insert all these AHL guys and still being productive as hell. So they apparently know how to draft. Unfortunately, unlike Seattle, where they can't do jack shit.
Not even close.
Bauer is probably one of the most overrated goaltenders. Like after winning a cup, not winning a cup, but just being on a solid Colorado team, you really just see his true colors. Just that the team's giving up 24 shots a game average or something, and he's still allowing 3+ goals. He's just, they're so bad. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with him, if they do keep him or if they want to get someone else. Wow, that's a new one. But then with the Ducks being as hot as they are, they've won 8 in a row. They've actually just leapfrogged and sprung their way into the top of the division. Of course, it is early. Everything's just clicking right now for them. But a lot of the young guns are playing really well. Ryan Getzlaf got his 1,000th point. And then just by coincidence, the Ducks won their 1,000th game in franchise history. So that same night. So it's pretty cool. It's good to just see them. They're playing tonight against the Carolina Hurricanes. So that should be a really good game with the return of Frederik Andersen. I'm hoping for another win to see this streak go to 9. And they're going to have a tough road ahead of them. Some good opponents coming up. But again, as long as people stay healthy, which is always the name of the game in the NHL, I think that there's a good chance they'll do it. But yeah, no, it's been interesting to watch and fun to see just finally them not getting blown out and everything and actually having a chance. So yeah, no, that's my hockey take right now. Sorry, it's a little all over the place, just because I am currently watching the Ducks game, the Dallas game, and getting prepared, and the Sharks game, and I'm also getting prepared to watch another game. So a little bit everywhere right now, but sports is life, baby.
Yeah, baby.
No, that's it. But then if you guys wanted to go over your San Jose Sharks and how they're drowning, or they're playing, so
Wow.
That ain't true.
Sharks don't.
3/4 of this is inaccurate.
What a dick. Yeah, I don't know. Either one of you guys boys want to take it away on a little bit on the Sharks updates or anything?
I don't really have much to.
Okay.
I don't really have much to add. Slowly, game by game, the
I can do it.
optimism goes a little bit lower, but still optimistic that they could turn around.
Well, I think one thing that we need to mention though is the good thing is they got all their players back off of COVID. I know there was
League really fucked them there.
Yeah, which
Look at
unfortunate,
the Senators.
but it is what it is. And I look at the bright side. At least you got these guys back. I know specifically, Eric Carlson said that he had it pretty bad. His family had it too. But it looks like they've, all recovered from it. And, you have to imagine that, they gotta, get back up to speed a little bit. They've jumped right back into the lineup and they're their third game now back in. So, right now they should be kind of up to speed, but, looking back at their last few games, I think the win in Minnesota was good. Minnesota's one of the top teams in the Western Conference. And they handle business really well. James Reimer's been playing decent. I know up until this game, I know the game going on right now is St. Louis isn't going their way. And the Blues, the little bit I watched in that first period, the Blues were all over the Sharks. They're faster. They're more skilled, I think. They're just a bad matchup for the Sharks. And they're a prime example of a team that's I think it's just a good substantial amount level above the Sharks. So I'm not looking good. Brandon Saad is scoring at a pretty good rate against the Sharks.
In a Costco size portion.
Yes, absolutely. And unfortunate, but yeah, it's a tough one. But the thing, this is the last game of the road trip. And I believe, assuming they lose this game, what are they gonna go 2-3, 3-3 on the road trip, I believe.
Was
Something
the
like
Calgary game on the road?
Yeah, they won that game. And then they lost in Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm.
And then who they play last Saturday? Who am I forgetting on Saturday?
Colorado.
Wild, and then Colorado they lost.
Colorado.
Yeah. Okay.
Colorado they got spanked.
So
Yeah.
So 2-3. They got a 5-game homestand coming back home. So again, I know the whole optimism thing. I think that's been a word we've used on the show, kind of in the few weeks so far in the NHL. And I think there's some good things we're seeing. Jonathan Dahlen has looked pretty darn impressive. In the little bit we've seen of him. I don't know if he's going to maintain the stretch he's been on to necessarily be in, talks of the Calder Trophy down the road, but he's been mostly playing on the top line and he's looked very good. Another guy that I mentioned who I was impressed with last year, that's been in the lineup, pretty much really kind of got in the lineup when all the guys went out with COVID, but Alexander Barabanov is another young kid that I think he's noticeable on the ice. And hoping to see, him more on the stat sheet too. So again, they have a lot of younger guys. So do I really expect this team to really make a whole lot of noise? No, not necessarily. But we'll see. I think it's still really early, and obviously with the whole COVID thing, that really throws a wrench in everything. So let's see what how we're feeling next week. I think we'll get a little more of a feel of how we're feeling, especially with some home games on the schedule. So, but overall, it's I would say decent, mediocre, maybe a little over mediocre. But anyways, that's what I got on the Sharks. So
Middle of the road.
Middle of the road, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
And hit by a semi truck.
Okay. That's a little.
The
That's
whole
a little. That's a little.
That ain't true.
Little much, bud.
it is kind of tilting that after the Sharks have gone through the last 2-3 weeks to find out that Senators got hit with the COVID outbreak and they don't have to play for 2 weeks. It's like that's a little some bullshit. Like they should have to play. Like they should have to play through this like we did. Like
Well, it depends on
whatever.
how many players get hit with it. I think that's what it
Yeah.
comes down to, because I think you guys were literally probably at the limit, and I think that the Senators, I think, got hit full force with a good chunk. Because I remember last year, this was the same thing where our team had to get postponed for games because they don't have enough players. Like you have to have, I don't know what the rule is, but you have to have like a certain amount of active rostered players, not with COVID, because you can't call a whole team up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That just screws everything up. You have to call your whole Barracuda club up, and then you have to call your whole ECHL club up. That's just not going to work. So I think Ottawa like surpassed the number probably just enough, but I think the Sharks were just under it. I think they were just under it because it was like what 7 and then like what like
six coaches, right?
something like that. Yeah. So coaches don't really necessarily matter. It's just
Yeah.
about the players, and I think you guys were just under the limit.
Mhm.
So fucking Carolina scored. God.
Yeah.
I
I
will
don't
say.
know. I don't know what the rules are with all that stuff.
I don't either. It's just
Yeah.
all over the place. It's not even. It's no point in me learning it. I'm like whatever.
Mhm.
Honorable mention to Kevin Kurz though, who was calling him the Sharkudas during that stretch.
Yeah, I don't know. If
There's
that's
no
specific.
reason to be against that. Why not? Come on now.
No, I'm done.
He's done better.
Yeah, he has. But no, just this goal that Gibson gave him was pretty soft.
Wow. Speaking of
Yeah.
soft. Anyways,
Jason's over there playing with his softie.
Whoa.
Jason's gonna have to take a break.
He's been awfully quiet. He's been in freeze frame.
Jason over there is gonna have to take a
We
break.
gotta make sure his camera's still working.
Yeah.
I'm 40.
We're have to take a little bit of a break there, Jay, to focus on because we talked about the Red Hot Ducks, but we gotta talk about the Red Hot Warriors. So John, Jason, it's basketball time for the show.
Mhm.
Bring it to us.
Yeah, they're off to a 13-2 start. Didn't look good tonight.
I want winners.
They were down by 13 heading into the fourth, and they covered. I think they won by like 15. Curry went in
Jesus.
God mode, another 40 feet.
That's crazy.
I've talked about it. I don't like calling MVPs like 10, 15 games in. I'll just say he's the most entertaining and the best basketball player on the planet right now. Just calling him for what it is.
All right.
I talk me out of it, but I mean, the only person I think you could put in the conversation is Kevin Durant, and I think it's Curry, and I mean, really think it's close. They had Cleveland tonight. Came out guns blazing for 3 quarters, but shit the bed in the fourth. They got a back-to-back. They go to Detroit tomorrow to close the road trip out. Hopefully they go 3-1. It's I've said it before. It's very reminiscent of 2014-2015 team. Very deep bench. Klay Thompson's been cleared for 5-on-5 contact, so he's ready to ramp that up.
Good boy.
So maybe between 4 to 6 weeks he can return. I think the rehab's done. I think it's just out conditioning himself to be in the NBA again. The physical contact and everything there.
That's what she said.
You right. Physical contact.
It's always know I do good when Jason points at me like that. That's when I know I dropped that at a good time.
Yeah, they're on fire, and like we've called. I mean, John and I've talked about it. I don't think there's a team out there that's other than the Warriors is like we're worried about. It's all mediocre right now. There's injuries across the board on multiple teams, and you got holdouts. And teams are not at full strength, and the Warriors, their bench is deep. Stick with it. You're getting Clay, and I don't have high expectations for Wiseman when he comes back. If they keep it simple and they can play him somewhere between 15 to 20 minutes a night, cool. But it's Clay's the big one, and I think the NBA is in big trouble.
Yeah. So The Warriors have the best record in the NBA, but currently they're not the hottest team in the NBA. That would be the Suns, which insane. They've actually won 9 straight. So you can argue this the best team outside of the Warriors in the league is in the Western Conference as well. Even though there's so many random good teams this year in the East, like who would expect Washington to be atop of the East through the first month of the NBA? No, it's not.
You're saying that, like you said, all those teams are out of whack. Like you're not expecting, so except 3/4 isn't accurate. Like people are overshining what you thought.
Okay.
No,
That ain't true.
okay.
Yeah,
Good to myself.
but so with the Warriors, Curry is easily the best player in the NBA through the first month of the NBA, and he is going to quickly be minus money for the MVP pretty soon, because I think right now he's plus 120 for the MVP, which is pretty insane. That it's like almost only 1 month in, and he's almost minus money. So the Warriors, they're doing what they need to do each day out. Like tonight, it wasn't the third quarter; it was actually the fourth quarter that they went on their big run. They always have that big run. Yeah, they came out and they beat the Nets, and that had to have felt really good for Steph and Dre to beat KD in Brooklyn.
Wow.
And Steph got the MVP chance. Like that's pretty crazy. They're in Brooklyn. They're in KD's building. KD and Kyrie went there to build their own culture instead of going to the New York Knicks. And then the Brooklyn Nets fans are cheering for Curry. So that's pretty crazy to see. Then you got the bench players. Kuminga, he's got a lot to learn on the offensive side, but defensive wise, he's doing really good. And him and Gary Payton Jr. or Gary Payton II, those two are defensive. Like they're like Pat Beverly, but better in my opinion. Like I know Pat Beverly, everyone says like he's that guy who just can't get him off you, and I feel like that's how those two defend, and it's really good to see. And I know you want to say like 15 to 20 minutes from Wiseman, but I honestly, I think he can get that 20 to 25 minutes, and he could be that. Because tonight, another thing that was really messing up the Warriors is they had no one to box out Ed Davis or Dean Wade. Like they just were not boxing out well on the defensive boards. And when Steph Curry is averaging 6 rebounds a game, like that kind of shows like they don't have any big men out there to like get the rebounds. And a game like tonight was a game where you're like, we kind of needed a bigger guy besides Looney, because like Looney's 7 feet, but God, the guy has like no like real body to him. It's just 7 feet of like no muscle. It's pretty easy to move him around. But yeah, Warriors finish off the road trip with the Pistons tomorrow. Should be an easy win. Pistons are not that good of a team. Sure, the Cavs, they don't have Allen or Sexton or Mobley tonight, so you would have thought that they would have came out and beat them a lot easier than they did. So you never know. Any NBA team can win, but yeah, Warriors through the first month of the NBA, best team in the NBA.
Yeah, follow up what you said, John. I mean, he had MVP chance in Cleveland again tonight. He's a show.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Mm-hmm.
a traveling Rolling Stones or whatever. He's big.
Wow.
He's gone for. We almost forgot against the Bulls. They blew out the Bulls in Chicago, and the Bulls are supposedly going to be like this top team in the NBA and the Eastern Conference, and I think they will. I mean, you saw what they went and did in LA. DeMar DeRozan hates the Lakers for passing on it for Russell Westbrook. So Curry, 3 straight games in Chicago, Brooklyn, and now in Cleveland, has hit 9 3-pointers. He had 9 for 15 tonight. That is insane. And there's only 2 ways you can beat the Warriors, and so far Memphis and Charlotte have done it. You have to win the turnover game, so you got to get the Warriors to turn over the ball way more than you do it, and you have to hope that they miss the open 3-pointers. That's it. You're not beating the Warriors if you're not winning those 2 things. Like you have to win. You have to get the Warriors to turn over the ball, and the Warriors kind of be really bad shooting that night. And it's pretty crazy to think that like if you have to get lucky to beat the Warriors right now in the NBA.
Yeah, their combined losses, their 2 losses, they've lost by a total of 7 points.
Yeah.
Damn.
And you can
That's
make a
crazy.
case. You can make a case they could have won both those games. So,
Yeah, exactly. If they didn't like the Charlotte game, they just turned the ball over so much. Like they just were not taking care of the ball. And then the Memphis game, they were missing so many wide open threes. It was just seriously.
yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
They could be undefeated right now.
They could be.
All right. Good stuff on the update on the Warriors. We'll see how they're doing next week when we check back in on them. All right. We're going to switch things over to the Gridiron NFL action, week number 10 in the books. And not really is the same as how week 9 played out with all those big upsets. We had some bounce back games from some of the top dogs in the NFL. And I'm going to throw this thing over to Ben to start things off. I guess, which one do you want to start with over here with the Lions or the Rams? Although I got to say, Ben, I did hear some audio. I don't have it with me, unfortunately, but I did hear some audio that came from Dan Campbell in the Lions locker room. He took a line out of the book of Bad News Bears. Most recently, the newest one with Billy Bob Thornton, where I don't know if you remember this, they tied, and he said something on the lines of, well, they say tying's a lot like kissing your sister, but based on where we came from, I guess you could say it's like kissing a really hot stepsister. Something like that. So, yeah.
I don't think so,
Dan
Jim.
Campbell, what is wrong with you?
We'll allow it.
Hey, take it away.
I bet you would.
We'll take it. So I'll start off with the winning side of things.
Winning side?
Yeah, no winning side.
You don't have
I
one?
mean,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Lions
Was it Ben take it away, or was this a fucking battle royale here? So the winning side, yes, they had the lead, they blew it, but they left with a tie against the Steelers, and the Steelers actually did not have Roethlisberger and played Rudolph.
Reindeer.
Yeah, there it is.
Only thing that I remember about that guy is him getting hit in his head with his own helmet by that guy. So beyond that, there's not much else.
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, so it was a shit show. I mean, it's pretty bad when you get excited about a tie. So 16-16, Jared Goff went 14 of 25, only 114 yards, no touchdowns, but on a positive note, no interceptions. So we're making some positives. As we say that, he ends up actually being put on the injured list because of an oblique injury, which so he will not be playing this upcoming weekend.
Is that confirmed?
Is that confirmed?
I don't think that's confirmed. I think he's on the injury report. He's questionable.
Okay. All right. So again, I'm so glad
someone fact check this.
Yeah,
guy.
someone check that. But I'm pretty sure he won't be playing.
Jared
Goff has an oblique injury.
I know he has an injury. I don't think he's out.
The discrepancy is that they won't go with the backup. They'll actually go with the third stringer. They're all up in the air right now. So they're trying to see what option's best.
This is getting even worse for the Lions.
Yeah. So I think. What's up? Did you find it?
No, I was saying. So he didn't practice. I know that, but I was also telling Craig that when we did the pick'em, just not the pick'em. Can Cahoon guess the spread yesterday? I knew about the potential injury of Stafford Goff not playing, but it's not confirmed yet.
It's not confirmed, but lock of the week, Goff ain't gonna play.
But the fact that it's Thursday and he didn't practice on a Thursday, if he doesn't practice tomorrow, just expect Nick Boyle, I think the guy's name, to be the starting quarterback.
I don't know. Maybe the water boy at this point. I mean, who the fuck cares?
Tim Boyle. Signed off the Green Bay Packers practice squad.
There we go.
Damn boy.
Great. He's gonna throw a touchdown into his own damn touchdown end zone. Son of a bitch.
Why you gotta bring up bullshit?
Sorry, my bad.
Hold on. So this is from Field Yates.
And it'll look like a bloody accident.
This is from Field Yates. If the Lions are without Jared Goff on Sunday, they're likely to turn to Tim Boyle as a QB1. Boyle will sign this offseason after serving as Aaron Rodgers' backup in Green Bay. He has amassed -1 total yards in his career, 15 passes, -16 rushing, mostly due to QB deals.
Damn!
So he's literally just has.
Admit it,
He
this
has
is bad. No, I think this is the right move. What the?
Well, as long as he's having a fun time, you know.
Oh, I think it's going all the way.
So-
Jesus.
Yeah, so they're playing against the Browns this upcoming weekend. They're going to be in the morning slate at 10 a.m. So that should be an
they might as well put that game in London.
yeah. So we'll see how that one goes. And then
This is just in. London doesn't want it.
yeah, I'm just like, we
Breaking
got our own
news.
football. And so we're gonna move on to another game. The LA Rams.
Oh, bro.
Well, Matt Stafford did not look like Matt Stafford, that's for sure. Niners came out pretty hot. So they got doused 31-10. Stafford going 26-41, 243 yards, only 1 TD and 2 interceptions, which is very rare given, especially the last few weeks that we've been talking about when I've been reviewing the Rams and all that stuff. No interceptions, good yardage and all that stuff. But this time he threw two picks. And I mean, the guy wasn't even anywhere close to the ball either. They were terrible. I think the first one was an attempt, like a launch to OBJ, and I think he got picked up. That was really bad. I think OBJ got lost on. I think he was trying to find his way back to like the Browns. Or something. I don't know.
The pick six wasn't Stafford's fault. That was an awful play by the tight end.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it was very unorthodox, and so it just looked weird. It was different, but you know what? It's good for the Niners. It was a very critical game. Good for Garoppolo to kind of get his head right. So he looked a lot better. And then so the Rams play the Packers, but not until the 28th. This is going to be their bye week. So they will get a week off, just reset, retool, figure out their shit, and just come out. And I think that game that is going to be a really good game. Coming back, firing against the Packers. I think they'll take that game. So yeah, no, that's all I got on those two teams. Jason, you want to talk about the Niners since I grazed over them?
Who's the other team on a bye this week? I know that. So besides the Lions, I know there's only 2 teams this week.
The Lions on a bye week. The only teams, the Broncos and the Rams.
Broncos. Okay.
Yeah, Lions were last week, I think.
Who do the Lions play this week?
They just tied, bro. How you say that?
No, whatever. Week before, my bad. It was the same shit. Same shit.
I'll say it. He's an idiot.
Yeah,
Same shit, different toilet.
Ugh.
All right, yeah. So we'll throw it over to Jay. Pretty big bounce back game for the Niners. Kind of came out from the beginning, right at the beginning of the game, and just pretty much. I don't know if I guess dominated is a good word for it. I mean, I know that maybe the scoreboard didn't necessarily say it wasn't like anything. Wasn't anything like the Chiefs Raider game, but I would say the Niners control the game all the way through. So Jay, how are you feeling?
Feels great, baby.
Right now, I'm feeling like crap because the Falcons can't do shit.
Yep, feel it.
My God, they suck. How would they have 4 wins?
Make a Wish Foundation.
Okay. Anyway, Ben talked about Niners.
That's actually true.
Niners beat the Rams.
That's my phone.
Beat the Rams. They got back to Niner way of football, which is running the ball a shit ton and being physical and having Jimmy complete 10 to 12 passes, not turning the ball over.
Baker Mayfield special.
Debo continues to do his thing. He's on a tear out of the backfield, catching balls. Kittle's
Fuck you, Jason.
Kittle's doing all right as well. They have a favorable schedule, I think, on paper. Week to week. You got a trap game this week, probably with Jacksonville, and then you got Minnesota coming to town. And then after that, they have another. I think it's Atlanta, maybe, on the other end of that. So if they can get their shit together, they could potentially get right back in the hunt. Another thing I want to talk about is seems like every week Nick Bosa's not getting any holding calls whatsoever. He gets double teamed, sometimes triple teamed, and they're still not throwing a flag because the guy's a monster and he doesn't get any calls. Just it is what it is.
Where are we at in society today?
Got Jacksonville this week. Go down and see Urban Meyer. I expect them to win. I expect them to win by 10. But
Wow.
it's a road game. It's a trap. So we'll see what happens.
West Coast team going to the East Coast for the 10 o'clock slate. Yeah.
What?
1 o'clock.
That's
All
all I
right.
got. Really.
All right, Cohooney. Cowboys, after their disappointing loss to the Broncos a couple weeks ago, they bounced back with authority, I guess you could say, as they motorboated the Falcons over in Arlington. I guess don't want to say it correctly. So, John, why don't you fill us in?
Yeah. So something that I always look at is the good teams, in my opinion, the best teams in the NFL. When they get embarrassed at home, they always come back the next week and they blow out whatever team they face. And that's what I fully expected. If the Cowboys are going to be that good team, they needed to come out and put the Falcons in their place early, and that's what they did. I mean, they put up almost 40 points in the first half and then took their foot off the gas in the second half. Didn't really do much, which is really crazy because the over-under only hit by 1. And the way the first half went, you would have thought the over was going to get smashed. But yeah, CD Lamb had a huge game, and Elliott, I think Elliott scored 2. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But yeah, the offense just came out clicking. They burned the tape from against the Broncos, and they did what they needed to do, and now they go to Kansas City. And if they get past Kansas City, the one seed is not out of question. And the way the Buccaneers are so inconsistent, and the Rams and the Cardinals, you have to imagine they're going to be beating each other up in that division. It's between Green Bay and Dallas for that one seed, in my opinion. And if they can get past the Chiefs, which is something Green Bay couldn't do without Aaron Rodgers. The one seed's theirs. It's just don't do what you did against the Broncos. So, but just take it one game at a time. Stay healthy. Trayvon Diggs got another interception. He's on pace to break the all-time interception in a single season record. So that'd be amazing if he does. I'm not expecting him to, but still would be awesome. Cowboys got Michael Gallup back this week, so a good game for him to get his legs back under him and see if he contributes a little bit more this week. So it's nice to see Gallup back. Now they just need to get DeMarcus Lawrence back, and they'll be full go for the rest of the season. But yeah.
All right, good stuff there. I said it on our game picks too. Cowboys money line might be one of my favorite picks this week. They're going in there a couple point underdog, and I think people might be putting a little more stock into the Chiefs the way that they whooped on the Raiders this past week. So I don't know. So
it's kind of funny with the Chiefs. Something that the Buccaneers did in the Super Bowl that really messed them up is they're doing the 2 high safety, which is a very easy defense to expose. All you have to do is just check it down to like the side end or check it down to the running back. Throw the screen passes. But for some reason, Mahomes and Andy Reid have been so stubborn and refuse to do it. And they try to get that one home run touchdown each time to Hill, and it hasn't been working. But something they finally did, they finally stopped being stubborn and they checked it down to Darrell Williams, who I think got 100 yards, and Kelsey got 100 yards. It's like, if the Cowboys decide to do that 2 high safety look that everyone else has been copying, and the Chiefs just start dumping it down, hopefully they don't make that mistake and they actually make some changes.
Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at a couple of the teams here. I'll start things off with the Vikings. They went down to LA. They got a good victory against the Chargers, who I know the Chargers are one of Jason's, favorite teams this year to be good, but I don't know what the Chargers, man. It's like they're both 2 really inconsistent teams.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just one of those games that Minnesota, they were able to pull it out. Cousins threw for about 294 yards. Dalvin Cook had a good run game. Justin Jefferson had over 100 yards in the passing game. And it came down to a field goal? Was it something like that? So it was a close game, came out of the wire. But good for the Vikings to if they're gonna push, I mean, the wild card, I mean, there's just so many teams that are right there that just seem to be losing. I mean, I think the possibility is there, but at the same time, I just think that Minnesota has too many tough opponents that are just fun out in their favor. They got 2 games with the Packers, including this one at home this weekend. I guess maybe the only good thing is if there's any team, well, actually, no. As soon as I thought about it, I remember the Packers had the stinker in week number 1. So they got their stinker out of the way. So I don't like their odds there. I don't think they're going to match up too well with Green Bay, although it's divisional opponents and they do seem to play them, in a tough game. But they also have to go into Santa Clara the week after this Packer game to go to the Niners. They still have a game against the Rams. So I don't know. This seems like a 500 season, which I know they can't go exactly 500, but it's probably going to be somewhere right around there for Minnesota. Maybe that squeaks them into the playoffs, possibly. But then you got to go up against
the way it's going, 8-9.
But then you got to go against a team either like Dallas, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, and on the road. Yikes! Not looking too good. So, but we'll see how it goes. Like I said, they had a good showing down in LA. They're going back home now to take on the Packers divisional matchup. I'm assuming it'll be a decent game, but I can almost see this game getting close. Maybe Green Bay pulling away a little bit towards the end of the game. Pulling away a little bit. Maybe they win by like a touchdown right around there. So that's one thing that, John and I noticed is that Minnesota, their biggest loss this season was only by 7. So they've really stuck into games all year. And even that 7-point loss was at home against Cleveland. That game was ugly. That game was just bad.
14-7.
Yeah. And that was the game that Minnesota, they took their opening drive for a touchdown and then they didn't have anything else. So it was an ugly game, but yeah, we'll see. So, all right, move things on over to the Buffalo Bills. After that really disappointing loss in Jacksonville, they went into the Meadowlands and they handled the Jets and they boated them, which was a good sign. That Buffalo Bills offense that we were kind of looking for really over the last maybe a couple weeks. I know I mentioned in the last show that, that game against Miami the week before the Jacksonville game, that first half, really quiet, and they kind of woke up the second half. And then just to see them, not even getting the end zone one time against Jackson the week after, it was kind of worrisome. But one thing I did say was that, wasn't too concerned just because of the fact that their defense has still looked pretty good. So this is a big win for them. I know the Jets aren't going anywhere this season, but for them to bounce back and kind of get that offense going in is a good sign. They have a good matchup coming in with the Colts this weekend back at home. I really think this has the potential to be a really close game. The Colts defense with DeForest Buckner, Jason, I know you're familiar with him, could cause problems for that Bills offense. But at the same time, the Colts have Carson Wentz leading their offense, and the Bills defense, I would hope, would be able to contain him, although you do have to worry about Jonathan Taylor in the run game there. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a tough game. I think the Bills will pull away by a few points. I'm thinking maybe about like 4 or 5. We'll see here, but exciting. But then they got the Saints on Thanksgiving night. That's the night game, is in New Orleans, the Bills and the Saints there. So exciting. Another thing too, the Bills are going to get really tested because they still got both games against the Patriots on the docket, and the Patriots look pretty darn good.
Their own line right now looks like complete ass.
So
yeah.
So for what it's worth, I'm looking at the Indianapolis Colts practice report because Buckner and Darius Leonard left the game last week. Darius Leonard, ankle and hand, did not practice today. DeForest Buckner, admin, throat, and back did not practice today.
Seriously,
I don't think they're gonna.
It's back.
And
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everything else.
You almost said it, Ben.
Almost. Almost.
Yeah.
So I think the Colts will be without 2 of their best defensive players this week. So that's kind of interesting to keep.
Well, they don't need them. They got their best all-time player. They got Jesus. They're good.
Jonathan
All right?
Taylor.
So, but like I said, they have a couple of big tests. They still got New England 2 more times scheduled. They still got the Buccaneers on the schedule too. So they're kind of a situation where they can't really afford to slip up, because New England's right on their tail. So I think the Bills are still one of the best teams in the AFC, but I think they need to make sure they win this division. So It might very well come down to those head-to-head games with the Patriots. So we'll see. We'll take a look on how they're doing, how they do against the Colts game when we come back on them next week's show. Then we'll move on to the Raiders. Really ugly performance at home against the Chiefs. Mahomes threw for 5 touchdowns? It felt like 50. It was just not a pretty showing for them, and I don't know. I'm not surprised. I really didn't. I mean, I knew I had a very good feeling the Chiefs were going to win that game. I had money on the Chiefs to win that game, but I did not see it playing out to the ugly lengths that it did. So not good. I'm starting to think that maybe all the off the field stuff has kind of become a sore. It's become an eyesore for this squad, which not good. And they're in a division that I don't know. They got the Chiefs, who I think are still a solid team. I don't think they're as good as they've been in the past years. But you got the Chargers there. I would still probably put both of those teams ahead of the Raiders from what I've seen so far. Denver, I think they're overrated. I don't think the Broncos are very good. That offense is just not good. So I think looking at a third place finish, probably not gonna get the playoffs this year. But they got the
Bronze
Bengals.
medal.
They got the Bengals coming into Vegas this week, and the Bengals are off the bye after 2 really bad losses. And I don't like the odds for the Raiders here. I think the Bengals have been, I just don't, not shit. I was gonna say Justin Jefferson. Jamar Chase, I think, is gonna have a big game. I don't think the Raiders are gonna be able to shut him down. Joe Burrow is gonna be finding him all day long. So I don't think it's looking good for the Raiders this weekend. I think they're gonna get an L from the Bengals. So, but we'll see how it goes. And I'll tell you this much: the Raiders lose the Bengals, they're in deep doo-doo, because after they play after they play Sunday against the Bengals, they have a Thanksgiving showdown with the Cowboys in Dallas. And
That's gonna be pretty.
It ain't good.
Off of a short week and everything. Yeah, that ain't gonna be pretty.
It ain't looking good for the Raiders there too. So I guess maybe their only hope is maybe the Chiefs beat them up a little bit, beat the Cowboys up a little bit. Maybe it's better, but yeah, I don't like it. I think this might be the slow downfall of the Raiders, hopes of this season. That's going to play out in a couple weeks, but we'll see how it goes. Boys, I just realized that. What about are we not going to do a show next week because it's not Thanksgiving? So I guess we'll
be off. We'll be off next week.
I got shit to do.
Wow, Falcons! Wow.
Oh, that's not good.
They got a first down. What are you talking about? Never mind.
Jesus Christ!
Did they call him out of bounds?
Did they? I don't think he was. I would challenge that shit.
No, it's foot hit. Yeah, it's foot hit. So it's not a pick six.
Oh. Well,
you mean he had control?
Oh, yeah, it's an interception, but it's not.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you were. Yeah, you're right.
No, you're right. Man, that stinks. All right. Anyways, boys, before we switch anything over off the NFL, any games looking forward to this weekend?
Anything without the Falcons.
This
is fucking terrible.
That Carolina Seattle game could be very fun to watch if Calamari returns from his injury.
Just the record, Carolina is not playing.
Did I say that? Did I say Carolina?
Yes.
Oh, my bad. Because I was thinking Cardinals. The Arizona and Seattle game if Calamari returns.
Is that what you think?
It doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah, I wasn't coming walk right into that
one. Jason, what about you? You look super happy over there.
I think the Bengals and Raiders game is going to be interesting. I think loser of this game,
wrong,
is not making playoffs. Their season's toast. Whoever loses that game.
I think the loser of that game, the coach will probably resign. But...
Oh,
what?
What?
Well, I think the obvious one here is definitely the Cowboys Chiefs game. Like I said, I really like the Cowboys going into Kansas City and beating the Chiefs. And yeah, I would say that's the big one. I'm looking at the rest of the schedule. Is there anything else I'm really looking forward to? Yeah, that's gonna be a no for me, dog. I'm on the Cowboys Chiefs.
Ravens Bears game could be a under the radar close game also.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be close. I guess I'm just not like super looking forward to watching
Lamar
it.
versus
I think
Justin Fields.
I think you know what? Like I think
Okay.
the Dolphins versus the Jets will be a pretty good one. Like
Captain
you know,
check down.
You are
all
just the
12
worst type
all
of
12
person.
like fans that are gonna watch that game. So you got to give light to some of the people who are just playing for fun. You know,
I'll definitely be watching that game.
it's gonna be
he'll be on Red
shit
Zone for maybe
show.
like 6 times all day.
Besides that though, I am curious to see how the Lions fare against the Browns
Nobody
with a
cares.
different quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Moving on.
Damn. All right. That's it. NFL. We're done. Time to switch it over. It is the Cohooney 5, which the bowling recap's in there. So Cohooney, your time to shine, which I don't know why we'd have that as a thing on the show. But anyways, take it away.
Probably because as unfortunate it is, it's probably the most successful segment in record wise. But yeah, another winning week. I went 3-2. Unfortunately, Ben Rothwell in his almost 40 career MMA fights got knocked out for the first time in his career. Did not expect that to happen whatsoever. So I took that as a loss. And then the Julio RC, he lost to Sonya Dawn, and but I had that as a coin flip fight as well, and fortunately RC did not get the win there. But Felicia Spencer and
You
Max
ran out of a
Holloway,
charge, huh?
Felicia Spencer and Max Holloway dominated in their wins, and Chaos Williams, he his knockout, he folded the guy like a freaking lawn chair. It was amazing knockout. So 3-2 last week.
Should have saw him in the post game.
I'm a man.
So going into this week's fight night, I'm 80-61-9 in my overall Cooney 5 record.
This guy stinks.
Yeah, burps, but it won't come out.
That's it.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
I got something that'll fix that for you.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, the main card for this week's fight night starts off. I'm taking Adrian Yanez over Davey Grant. Yanez is one of the best up-and-comer fighters in the division, and this is his first real proven fight. He has 3 fights so far in his UFC career with all ending in finishes. I have taken Yanez to make it 4 finishes in a second round TKO of Grant. Next up, we got Tala Santos over Joanne Wood. This is kind of funny. Joanne Wood just got married. Her maiden name that is Calderwood. So basically, she just lost the Calder part of her name, and that's Joanne Wood. But with women fight, yeah, she definitely is, especially since she just got married. With women fighters, anytime you have a women fighter who's minus 300 plus, it's never really a good idea to take the underdog. So I'm gonna go with the favorite. Give me Tala Santos. Next up, we got a pick'em fight, legit pick'em fight. They got the same odds. Rani Yaha, Yaya. There we go. It's Yaya. There we go. I always forget how to pronounce his last name. It's Rani Yaya. Facing off against Kun Ho Kane. So this can go either way. It's gonna finish in either Yaha TKO or a Kane submission. I'm gonna go with the TKO. Give me Rani Yaha over Kane. And then next up, this is gonna be such a great fight. You got Sean Brady versus Michael Chiesa. This in my opinion, this should be the main event. I don't know why the women's fight is the main event, but Brady, undefeated so far in his MMA career, facing off against Michael Chiesa, one of the best grapplers in the whole UFC. Chiesa almost got a finish against Vicente Luque, who's seen as one of the best fighters in that division. And it was Luque's first real prove-it fight against Chiesa. And after surviving a guillotine, he ended up turning around and getting a first-round finish on Chiesa. Brady, this is just going to be a real dirty fight that I think Brady gets the ground and pound stoppage. So give me Brady over Chiesa.
Yeah, give me a,
And
put a little
then-
side of siracha. That bad boy.
Oh, hell yeah. And then finally, it's Misha Tate versus Ketlin Vieira.
Did you have a nice
Yeah.
date?
Vieira is the favorite here in a very close fight, but Misha Tate, I'm gonna go with the veteran. Give me Misha Tate over Ketlin Vieira in what should be a really fun 5-round fight that goes to a decision. So for my Cohooney 5, I'm going with Adrian Yanez, Talas Santos, Randy Yaya, Sean Brady, and Misha Tate. And then for the bowling recap, I should not have bowled because my back was killing me, but I decided to bowl anyways. And I struggled. I think I shot 167, 176, and 174. So I didn't hit my average any of the three. But we still went two. We still got 2 out of 4. Even if I hadn't bowled, it wouldn't change anything. We still lost overall totals by more than whatever my book would have helped. But yeah, I think we're gonna be tied for second, a couple points back of first going into next week, and hopefully now that my back is starting to heal up, I can do better next week.
All right.
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Damn, we are just.
I don't think so, Tim.
Sorry.
Oh, we're brutal.
Ben is just happy that size doesn't matter, but it's on his back.
Oh man, that ain't right.
Coming from the guy with the sore back. Okay.
I hit
Yeah. And
I hit-
he can't like roast because you know he's got something stuck in there.
I hit Ramon with that one earlier today.
man.
Oh. Oh God.
I only heard it was something about thingy, and then you said you hit him with it, and I'm just.
No,
Where are we
Ramon
at in
was
society today?
Ramon was at Pleasanton was talking about all the girls he's been with.
He's
and I'm
still
like,
there.
Yeah,
I
and
haven't
I'm
seen
like,
He's
I
on
haven't
the
seen-
Tesla side. He's on the
Oh,
Tesla side.
really?
yeah,
I haven't seen that dude in
Yeah.
months.
he was.
You
he
make
was
your
bragging
first right
about-
turn and you look in that right, there's like a building right there. That's all storage for Tesla.
Yeah, he was bragging about all the girls he's been with, and I'm like, oh, good thing for you. Size doesn't matter when you're back. he was like, you motherfucker, and walked away.
Damn.
All right. Well, Cooney, thanks for another Cooney 5 with the bowling recap there. All right. We're going to shift things over to the softball diamond. Take a look up as we are getting close to, well, actually, some of the fall season is wrapped up in the books. But we'll take a look. We'll start things off with Friday night, the last regular season game matchup. For Pitches and Brews, we took on Who Cares, which is our good friends Haley, Alex, and Lexi's team. And just one of those games. It didn't really matter. It was one of those just kind of play, just try not to get hurt, which unfortunately one of our guys did get hurt. Our player Anton, first time playing softball. He's a football player, running out to first base, felt something pop in his leg. He was down for a bit, and he's missing playoffs now. Unfortunate there. We ended up winning the game 9-5, and we should be the 3 seed going into playoffs tomorrow night, but for whatever reason, we were given a tiebreaker, so we were actually the home team. We'll take on the mighty Chicken Hawks, which the one matchup we had against them, we lost 8-6. I'm expecting a really, really competitive game. Realistically, I think we would have won the game against them, but I had probably one of my worst pitching performances, at least in Fremont wise. I was throwing bad pitches all night, and I'm expecting us to come out with a lot better than that one. So, not to mention that was also on a doubleheader night. We had a 6:30 game, had to wait an hour and 15 minutes to play, and then it ended up being the 9 o'clock game. So I'm expecting a big fight and a good game for sure. I'm really looking forward to it. And then, of course, if we do come out of that game victorious, we do have to face Lee's team in the 9:00 game, which, they're spotting 10 runs. But let me just tell you, if you knew what you're going up against, you would say that that's not much of anything. So we'll see. The way I looked at it is on Fridays, if we take second place, that's basically like winning, in my opinion. So just without the t-shirts. So looking forward to that game for sure. We'll take things now to what's going on this week. Monday night, went up against Dark Horse Lounge. Little rough game for us for sure. I just, one of the big guys on their team only hit 2-3 home runs, just pin the ball to the fence, and he's run all the place. So take away him, it's a much different game. So but yeah, just we weren't I think offensively we struggled a bit. We just couldn't really get too much going. And again, I don't want to say we necessarily played too poorly. I just think we got outplayed probably in all aspects of the game. And I think, I don't know, the final was 13-7, 15-7, something like that. So we had it close for a little bit, but they ended up on some runs on late, so dropped it there. So I believe now we're 3-2 heading into this next Monday. We go against Life West there. So there's some bit of chance we might miss the playoffs entirely, but it's likely that we'll either be the 3 or the 4 seed, just depending on if we win. If we win, we'll probably be the 3 seed. If we lose, we'll probably end up being the 4 seed going into playoffs there. So that's the only reason why that league's going on, because we've had 3 straight rainouts. So that's the only reason why that league's still going on there. Take a look into Tuesday. Well, I'm still going to say it. So if we listen to your Bullet recap, we can talk about it. But Tuesday we would have originally had the 7:45, 9:00 doubleheader. The first game, the team we were supposed to play against was the Burners. They ended up having to forfeit. I guess they didn't have enough girls. So after the 6:30 game concluded, we just jumped right into the championship game. And it was actually a pretty competitive game. We're spotting 10 runs there. And it took us to the bottom of the 6th inning to actually take the lead. I had an RBI single that put us up 11-10. But then they ended up scoring 1 in the top of the 7th. So that was the only run that they actually had scored. But then, a couple of batters into the bottom of the 7th, we ended up essentially walking it off to win. So we won the championship there on Tuesdays. And then take a look at last night. Went up against Pitchmakers in the playoffs. And we played a hell of a freaking game. We ended up scoring 6 runs in the top of the 1st. And I want to say it was probably to the 3rd inning is probably when I think they took the lead 7-6.
7-6.
Yeah. And then we had another good inning where we went up 10-7. I think unfortunately for us, just the bats, we were too quiet in a few of those innings to do it. And I've said it before on the show, that team, when they hit, it's hard to stop them. So they're just a very well talented team all the way around. And then I think we had a chance to add on some runs in the top of the 7th when we were up 11-10, and we weren't able to do that. So going into the bottom of the 7th against that squad when you're only up by 1 is a tall tale to ask. And they ended up walking it off to win 12-11. And then that team ended up winning the championship by a single run too. So just a crazy, kind of an interesting playoff night. Every game between our game with them and the other 2 teams match up, and then the championship game was all 1-run games. So very close to being, us and the other team that lost possibly in the championship. I mean, that's how close it was. So I just think it was exciting to see us compete against a team that's really in the past years, they beat up on us pretty good. So, and not to mention, we played them twice in the regular season, and one game they run ruled us. And I think the other game we lost by about 10 runs, if it wasn't 10 runs. So for us to hang in there was a good sign, and it was a good fight. So overall, kind of a tough one for us, just getting bumped up to a division. Essentially we went, 1-5 altogether, if you include the playoffs. But really those last few games, especially, I think we battled really hard and we hung in there with, some really solid teams out there. So, but so Tuesdays, Wednesdays are wrapped up until the springtime. Monday, we got a couple weeks left with one regular season matchup, and then playoffs, which will be the Monday after Thanksgiving. And then Fridays, we got playoffs tomorrow night. So I guess essentially I'm going to have one last softball update up until springtime because we won't be here next week for Thanksgiving. So we got one last softball update to give you in our show in 2 weeks. So, but anyways, that's all I got for softball, fellas. If there's anything you wanted to add on, I guess maybe from, Wednesdays or anything like that you wanted to add, feel free.
Well, Wednesdays, I mean, it was tough. We played some good teams, but I think we held our own pretty well, all things considered. And yeah, we'll wait till this weekend to see what division they play and go from there. And then Mondays, it's going to be a dogfight. I'm pretty sure we're going to make the playoffs, and no matter who we play against, it's going to be a tough game, I think. And if we make it to the championship, it's going to be another tough game. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, Wednesdays, I don't have much to add. I batted like crap, and then because my back was still bothering me, I didn't play any defense, so I didn't really contribute and help you guys out that much outside of the pitch run I did for Keith that I scored on. Other than that, I kind of felt like I let you guys down hitting wise. And then Friday, we had 3 bad calls from the umpire. That really kept the game even.
How did I know this is gonna come up?
It really should not have been 9-5. It should have been like a little bit bigger of a gap. But at the same time, we're also playing our friends, so like we're not really like trying to blow them out. It was more just a relaxed game. But those bad calls were just a little tilting. But other than that, we still have to win. So who really cares?
I think it's just funny too, thinking about Friday, because we kind of went into that whole mindset of like, this game doesn't really matter. We're locked into the seed, but it turns out if we would have actually lost that game, we would have been locked in that 3 seed, even though we should have been locked in no matter what. But because we won, for whatever reason, I guess they decided to skip over the whole head-to-head matchups, and they just went to just run differential altogether, and that's what put us in the 2 seed. So you know what? It might come to being the home team tomorrow night that could possibly see us, escaping that first game with a
Walk it
W.
off.
So yeah, we could walk it off.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Have a good first top of the inning, and go out there in the bottom of the inning, just hit some runs in and make them get demoralized. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow night. So we'll see how it goes. Updates on that in a couple weeks there. So, all right, that does for the softball recap. Let's move on to our weekly segment, and it's a good one. It's the Hit It or Quit It segment. If you've been on our, not our show, if you've listened to our show, you know what this is all about. But if you're brand new, pretty simple. We usually all have about 1 question each. It's presented, and then we just all go around taking turns, whether we're hitting it or if we're quitting it there. So, fellas, who wants to kick things off?
I'll start. So Cam Newton is close to being named the starter for the Carolina Panthers, and I disagree with the mindset of having Newton, who hasn't been with the team at all throughout the season until last week, being the starter. I actually think the perfect setup for Cam Newton was what New Orleans is doing with Semien and Taysom Hill. Have PJ Walker go out there and be the actual every down starter like Semien is, and have Cam do the Taysom Hill kind of role. Do a run plays or do a pass plays and mix in a couple of specific plays only meant for him, instead of just having him go out there all 4 downs and be limited, in my opinion. So hit or quit it. The Carolina Panthers are making a mistake starting Cam Newton over PJ Walker.
I'll go. Making a mistake, I'm going to quit it. I think Cam Newton's the best option for them. Not that he's an MVP candidate or even a top flight quarterback, but he gives them a new dimension. I mean, yeah, PJ Walker, he can run it a little bit, I guess, but I think you're going to go, oh my God, Rosen, you suck. Sorry.
Josh Rosen's in?
Dude, he just got picked in back-to-back passes. A pick 6, and he just got picked again.
Yikes.
No, but I didn't even know Josh Rosen was in the league.
I'm sorry. That's not even Rosen. That's a third-string quarterback. He just got picked on back-to-back passes. Oof.
Wait, I didn't even know Rosen was in the league.
Yeah, he's a backup for the Falcons.
Blech.
Yeah, I would run with Cam. I think he's got some newfound energy back. Hopefully, he rejuvenates the team, and maybe they'll sneak their way into the playoffs. So I'll hit it. I'm sorry, quit it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna follow suit with Jay on this one. Y'all know how I feel about Sam Darnold. That dude stinks. So Cam Newton I would pretty much choose a lot of people, just about anybody, not everybody, but just about anybody over Sam Darnold. I would even take Carson Wentz over Sam Darnold. I don't like Carson Wentz either. But yeah, PJ Walker, I mean, John said it. He's the best XFL quarterback in history up to this point. So, but I just don't think that in this situation right now, PJ Walker is the better option over Cam. I know Cam has been away, from the league. He hasn't been on a team, up until last week. But exactly what Jason said, he has that newfound energy. And not to mention, I mean, now this week too, I mean, he's going back home. Like, he's going to have his first game back in front of those Carolina fans. They're going to be pumped up. He's going to be pumped up. So especially this week, Cam Newton's definitely a better option. But I just think altogether, I think Cam Newton still has the experience over Walker. And Sam Darnold stinks, like I said. So I'm quitting it as well.
Yeah, I'll follow suit. Yeah, Newton's just too mobile, very skilled quarterback. He can throw the ball and he can run it. So I think that's their best option. And, again, it may be that extra spark they need to sneak into the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to do anything magical and get to the Super Bowl or whatnot, but I think that there's a good chance with him coming back. I really think there's a good chance they'll sneak into the playoffs and kind of make life a little miserable for a team that maybe expected a easy first round. So yeah, no, I'm curious to see how it'll go, but I'll quit it as well.
All right, who's next?
Well, I still got to answer it. They're playing.
Sorry. I totally forgot.
They're playing Washington this week, aren't they?
Yes.
Which
is Ron
Rivera.
Rivera. Yeah, Ron Rivera. Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if that has a little bit more to do with why they're starting them.
Could be.
I feel like I'm going to hit it. I just feel like it's too early to have them starting, and I felt like what the combination of what they had last week going against Arizona was perfect. Cam to have Cam go in there and expect him to be the starter and get all the bulk of the passing like he's back in New England from last year. I think it's a mistake, and I think if you just go out there and have PJ Walker go up play and just play safe, and then have Cam go out there in the red zone and finish it off and stuff like that. I think that combination could be very lethal, and I think I just think they're making a mistake. And Ron Rivera, who knows Cam better than Ron Rivera? So I'm hitting it. I think it's a mistake this week to have Cam Newton starting over PJ Walker.
All right, I got one. Let's see. I don't know if it's gonna be a baseball related question.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, you know what? I'll go A's on this one. All right, so we all kind of know the direction the A's are headed, and we're all probably on the same page. So we do not know what this A's team is going to look like next year. And that's probably because we feel like a lot of these guys are going to be on their way out. One guy specifically that we've heard a lot about, and that is Matt Olson. And there's been a lot of Twitter talk about how the Yankees are interested in him, and the Yankees are all over that trade idea. There's been a lot of trade packages that have been thrown out there. All these ideas. It's all speculation to this point. My question is, will Matt Olson, because I think we're on the same page, we all think Matt Olson's going to get traded. Will Matt Olson be the first Oakland A's trade of the offseason? I guess hit it or quit it. Matt Olson will be the first A's traded this offseason. Ooh, I got you. I got stumped y'all.
I'm trying to think all three of the pitchers outside of Montas are free agents, correct?
Well, no, Montas, Bassett, and Manaea are definitely three guys that are under contract.
They're all under contract.
Yes.
Okay, so
All three of those guys are eligible.
I feel like I'm gonna quit it just because I'm gonna play the field. I'm gonna say that there's those three, and then there's also Ramon as well and
Chapman.
other players. So
Yeah.
I say Chapman doesn't get traded till next year's All-Star break. Try to get some better numbers, because if they try to trade him now, they're not going to get as big of a haul as if they traded him last year. I'm going to quit it. I'm just going to go with the field. There's all those pitchers as well that they could load off. So,
Benny?
I'll hit it. I think that there's a good chance that with all that talk, with how much how quickly it all circulated and kind of engulfed, I could see that. Yeah, I could see Olsen being the first A to be moved out. I wouldn't be shocked if a minor piece, someone in the bullpen or a starting pitcher or something does get moved, but I would definitely put some money on him being the first one, just because I could see it happening relatively quickly. So I would say hit it.
I'm gonna quit it because I think Matt Olson is the A with the most. He can get the most return. He has the most value, right? So if I'm the A's, I'm holding out until I get a package that's knocks my socks off. I'm not moving him until I get a great package, and I don't think the Yankees are gonna go, "Hey, we'll give you our best prospects right away." No, they're not gonna do that. They're gonna try to keep on to who they want and try to get the A's to take somebody else. So I think that can go on for a little while longer. And that time, I think one of the pitchers could be dealt. So I'm going to quit it.
So what you're saying is you're looking for a big package.
I'm on the nice. I gotta say.
Oh, that's nasty.
I'm on with you guys on the quit it side here. I think so Matt Olson, he's been the one guy that's been talked about linked to a team. So I think it's like he sounds like he's the most likely guy to get sent out right away. But I just have this feeling the first deal that's going to happen is going to be one that's kind of out of nowhere. Like, we're not going to hear these rumors quite yet. Like, oh, Sean Manaea is possibly, looked at by this team, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be something that's like, oh, there's a deal finalized that, Frankie Montas is on his way here or something like that. Like, it's going to be one that's going to kind of probably catch us off guard. Even though we have the idea that they're probably going to get traded. It's not going to be one that like, oh, it's going to be talks about for a couple of days. Like it's heating up, the talks with him being dealt. It's probably one of those ones that's like, oh shit, well, he's gone. So I'm playing the field as well. I do think Olsen is going to get dealt, and I'm on the same page. I think Olsen is probably the highest value. He's probably going to be getting the biggest return. So I just think that kind of what you said, Jay, I think they're going to hold out. And not to mention one thing that's another thing too, I don't know if it affects it, is the whole CBA, I think, is possibly coming up too. There's the whole strike possibility. I want to say December 1st is when the CBA may end, I believe. I could be wrong on this one. I think I heard that date.
I think it sounds about right.
Yeah, so that could come into play too about what deals could and could be done. I don't know if anything could happen if there's no CBA in place. So that's another thing that comes into play too. But I'm gonna go with the field here on this one. I think someone else will probably get dealt before Ole does.
Which of the three pitchers do you think it's the biggest return?
Probably Bassett. I'd go Bassett.
Who is Laureano?
And just like when you answered it. So,
Shit.
all right.
What do you think, Jason?
What's that?
Who do you think?
Which of the three pitchers do you
pitchers?
think has the biggest can get the biggest return between Montas?
No, that wasn't the question you asked me. You asked me
What?
who do you think gets traded first, not who gets biggest.
No, I just said who do you think it's the biggest? Which of the pitchers do you think it's the biggest return?
Oh, maybe you did say that. I don't know. I already forgot.
Between Bassett, Manaea, and Montas. Which of the three do you guys think is going to get the biggest return?
Still with Bassett on this one.
I'll go with Manaea.
Anything, Jay?
Hey, who has the least salary?
Montas, I believe.
Probably.
Then I'd probably go with Montas. I think.
We literally all picked three different ones.
Yeah, you can get more back.
Yes.
He's cheaper. You can demand more.
The funny thing is, is if they all get dealt. I mean, we're not going to really be able to necessarily per
You're not gonna know for like
se
2 or 3 years.
pick, right? Yeah, because I mean they get these
Yeah.
prospects and stuff like that. So
Montas is dealing with the. Montas has been hit with PEDs before. Bassett's coming off the concussions, so just give him an eye, just for the fact that he is a lefty, and everyone needs a good left-handed pitcher.
yeah. All right, Jason, John, Ben, which one of you guys wants to go now?
Jason, go for it.
Oh, great! I just froze. Go figure. Every time I try to.
We can hear you.
Your audio was working, but
Yeah.
Oh, it is working. All right.
yeah.
At least your faces are weird this time.
That's a meme like photo right there.
Yeah.
That's like when you bet Atlanta plus 6.5 and they don't even score.
All right, my question's basketball related. One of our loyal listeners and I have been getting into a debate. And
Oh boy.
Could be anyone.
could be anyone. This particular listener doesn't seem to think that Klay Thompson's number is going to get retired when it's all said and done. And I think I think that person's nuts.
That ain't true.
My question to you guys is when it's all said and done, this run of the Warriors is, these core guys, Curry, Thompson, Draymond Green, and Andre Iguodala, all 4 of them getting their number retired. Hit it or quit it.
All 4?
All 4.
Oh, I will say quit it. I don't think all 4. I think 3 out of 4, but I don't see all 4. And I say only it's between Draymond and Iguodala, like just those 2. I don't know which one for sure, but obviously Curry and Thompson, of course. So I see both of them, but the other 2, I only see 1 out of those 2.
Okay, go ahead, Craig.
Ben kind of said it pretty perfectly, to be honest with you. Steph's the slam dunk. That's guaranteed. Miles just retire his number now.
That's a half court shot. All the way.
Klay is I would say like 90%. The thing about Klay though is that I don't think it's happening, but I mean, what happens if Klay comes back and he's just not his full self? I mean, could that possibly come into play of it?
He's a shooter, though. I think he's a shooter, bro.
I think Klay still does. Draymond, I would say, is probably 75% chance of happening. I think it's just Iguodala might be the only one. I know he has the finals MVP that was a part of it there. But I don't know. Has he really done enough to necessarily retire his number? That's where I'm not entirely sure about. So with that being said, like everything Ben said too, I'd quit it. I don't think all 4 of them will.
I'm going to quit it, and I'm going to quit it for one specific reason. Iguodala wasn't drafted by the Warriors. He came from the Nuggets.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Good point.
That's why I wanted you to go first. I didn't want you to go.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I did know, but it wasn't in my head.
Yeah. Curry, Klay, and Draymond, they were all drafted by the Warriors. They've done all this and by being drafted. Iguodala came in free agency. Kevin Durant came in free agency.
Yeah.
Those 3 were built from
the
ground up.
Yep.
So all 3 of them will get their numbers retired by the Warriors.
Rooted in Oakland.
Yes.
Okay.
And then went over the Brave.
That ain't right, dog.
But he ain't wrong either.
I thought that's their slogan, but okay, whatever.
That was the A's.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
I really hope the A's stop using
Run
that
that
slogan.
guy.
Oh yeah, they probably will.
They need to
Slogan?
stop using that slogan.
Speaking of slogans, Ben, thank you for bringing that up. Speaking of slogans, what's the Warriors slogan, boys?
Strength of
Flash
numbers.
City.
Very
Strength.
good.
Strength of numbers.
Get the numbers, Craig, right?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm hitting it. All 4 of them are going to get the number retired.
Ooh.
I think it goes without saying, guys. We all agree Klay Thompson's getting his number retired, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd
Absolutely.
vote yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right? I am pretty certain Draymond's getting his number retired.
He will.
Right. And Iguodala, yeah, he's been here. He was there for 5, 6, and now back for maybe like a 7th year. But he's been an integral part of that team.
Mhm.
The leadership. He's won 3 championships. He has a Finals MVP. I think at the end of the day, and that he's done stuff in the past with other teams that might play a small portion of it. But I think at the end of the day, when you look back on this squad, those 4 guys are, minus KD obviously, but right now, those 4 guys are the crutch of the team, and I will see all 4 in the Raptors.
I'm trying to think of someone whose number's been retired by a team that team didn't draft them. They just signed him in free agency or something like that.
Connor McDavid just scored
No, well, time's up.
Well, I think
I honestly can't even think of a player right now on top of my head.
I think the Ducks might have done that with Scott Niedermayer, 27.
Niedermayer wasn't drafted by the Ducks.
I think they might have retired.
I can answer one for you. Joe Thornton didn't get his number retired by the Sharks. And he's with the Bruins.
Yeah, that's true.
He ain't wrong.
That is true.
Yeah, that is true. Valid.
All right, Ben. What's yours?
All right. Shit. I had one. Hold on. I gotta think of it for a second. It was. Fuck. It was football. Or no. It was, football. Really. Okay. I got it. Okay. So, with Jared Goff's phenomenal start to this year,
Wrong.
and now that he's gonna be out for a game, most likely. And they're going to have another person step in, and there's a good chance. There's a chance that maybe they get a win.
Baby.
Obviously, with his numbers this season, just the lack of ability to throw the ball and to really do anything and get in the end zone. Hit it or quit it. After this season, the Lions are going to look to move Jared Goff.
Question. How much guaranteed money does he have left?
I actually don't know.
That's probably some good knowledge to know.
And I'll make it easy for everyone. Quit it. No one's going to take on that contract. And you should have just done something else. Well, no, they said he said that they're going to try to move him, not release him, move him, like trade him. So quit it.
What if he was trying to say move off of him?
Because, I thought he said move off of him. That's what.
Yeah, because move off him, that would count as like getting rid of him.
Yeah.
I was putting it in a way like they're moving away from him. Like
why don't you just get rid of him? Why don't we just go by that?
Yeah, go with
that.
Will
he be on the team next year? Yes or no?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
And I'm going to quit that as wait, hold on. So
you hit it because
hit it means he will still be on the team next year?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll hit it. So the Detroit Lions have 2 first-round picks next year. I believe the other pick is the Rams in the Jared Goff trade. So they're not gonna take a quarterback on the first pick that they have, the first overall. There's no good quarterbacks coming out, but there is a chance that, say, the Rams make a deep run. They don't make it to the Super Bowl, but they finish in the championship game and they get like the 29th pick or 30th pick. There's the quarterback out of Liberty, Pickett. I could see them taking him, but he's not going to be quarterback ready. So they could take him at the end of the first and sit behind Goff for 1 year. So I'm going to hit it. Goff will still be a quarterback at least for 1 more year.
For the Lions. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow suit. I just think there's just a lot that would need to come into getting rid of the rest of that contract that he has. So I just think it'd be really hard to move him. I mean, really, the only thing you can do is really cut him. But are the Lions really going to commit to cutting him? I don't see that. I don't see that happening. So when it comes to if Goff's going to be on this team next season, I'm hitting it. I don't think he's going anywhere quite yet.
Yeah, I'll quit it as well. I mean, even still, you could make a case. And the Texans are going to draft a quarterback. Never mind. I was going to think, maybe you can draft him, change to the Texans, but they're not going to give up a ball out for him. Yeah, I just think there's too many things that need to happen for him. He'll be gone the following year.
It's just the fact of how bad the quarterback class is next year.
Yeah,
it's one of the worst in recent memory.
Right. Yeah, he'll be gone the
there's the quarterback out of Liberty, and there's the quarterback out of Pittsburgh. That's it. Like, there's those two. It's Pickett and it's I can't think of the other guy's name, but those two quarterbacks seem to be Rather's has been so bad this year for Oklahoma. he's most likely will enter the transfer pool in the offseason and
I honestly didn't
Go
know.
one more year.
I couldn't remember who he played for or anything like
Yeah.
that. I've just heard his name before, so I just
he
thought I'd
was
throw him out
yeah
there.
he was projected to be the first overall pick in next year's draft, but he's been so god awful for Oklahoma this year, and he will not be playing for Oklahoma next year. He'll transfer somewhere and he'll try to get his draft stock back to where it was. But yeah, he will not be coming out this year. It's those two are the for sure like definitely will be taken either end of round 1 by some team that is desperate to reach, or will be a day 2 or day 3 quarterbacks.
Alright.
I'm gonna quit it as well. I mean, I don't think he's gonna leave quite yet. If he has another terrible season like this, then yeah, he'll be gone. If no team wants him, then they'll probably just trade him, or they'll just cut him. I mean, if no one wants to trade for him. But yeah, no, I mean, my Jared Goff jersey still hasn't arrived yet, so I gotta get some use out of that before he
You
moves
better
on.
not have paid more than like $5 for that thing.
Actually, it was a great deal. They paid me.
What? All right. Respect.
What?
Is
All
that
right.
all of them?
Is there any other questions anybody has? Nothing? Anything like that?
No.
Nothing? All right.
Okay.
That does it for Hit or Quit It for this week. All right. We're about to wrap things up. And again, just a reminder, this is our last show for 2 weeks. Thanksgiving next week, so we won't be doing it there. But as we wrap things up, something we always like to do is we do our shout outs, whether it's people we know, birthdays, anniversaries, anything like that. So fellas, any shout outs we got this week?
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out Jason's daughter. She's in the Girl Scouts, and I'm gonna shout out the Girl Scouts of America. You know, they were doing this fundraiser for candy and nuts. So peanut butter
Like a
bears.
giveaway. I was
and
like, where the hell did you get an
cashews.
apple?
So yep, I'm gonna shout out the Girl Scouts of America.
Nice. Good shit too. That stuff's hella good.
Mhm.
Right.
Ben, what do you got?
I will shout out actually one of my Lyft drivers from Vegas.
Oh, nice.
He was actually a really cool guy. We were talking to him after. I'm surprised I remember because I was a little buzzed / drunk as shit. But
that good
this
stuff.
guy, our Lyft driver, Alan, nice guy, chatting with him. And then somehow it got brought up about football. And he does not follow sports at all, but his best friend growing up was number 70 on the New York Giants, and he actually got to watch him like go through all the channels and was there with him when he got drafted, and seeing the process and hard work pay off. Kevin Zietler. So that's pretty cool to kind of just run across that story. So shout out to him. He was a really cool guy. Nice Uber driver and everything. And then also shout out to what was it? Oh man, I forgot. Damn it. I forgot. Well, yep. Guess I got to go to my next best thing. Shout out to Kirkland, sparkling Blu-ray, sparkling water. Some good shit right there. Some good stuff. So no calories. No, 0 calories, folks. But yeah, no, those are my two.
Oh man, I honestly don't think I have anything this week. So Jay, why don't you go ahead and take it?
Yeah, first things first, shout out my daughter. She finished her play this week. And yeah, she killed it, and she's now going to be rehearsing for spring play, or spring musical, I should say. I want to shout out my brother's realty company, E3 Realty. They team up with Ticket to Dream, which helps out foster kids with schooling, Christmas, food drives, the whole bit. It's a really cool deal that they have going on. So cool things by them. They do Christmas shopping. Go to Target and load up carts and donate them to the foster kids of America. So that's a pretty cool deal. I want to shout out one of our listeners, Christy. Her son Vinny had his birthday today, so hey, staying out of that doghouse, boys. Big thing.
Nice.
For
Good
once.
one. Way to go.
Way to go.
way to avoid it that time.
Wait a minute. Last thing, hey Craig, we got a softball tourney on Saturday for our
you're
pitches,
right.
and yeah, it's a one pitch tournament. So hopefully we do well, and if not, we'll be at O'Sullivan's around 7:00. And if we do, we'll still be at O'Sullivan's at 7:00. So
We'll be there no matter what.
we'll be there
Just
no
whether
matter
or not I guess they're just spending the mood that we'll be in. No, I think we'll be in a good mood either way. It's all fun times. So
It's all fun.
yeah, I'm looking forward.
It's all fun and
Looking forward
games
to it.
until someone has too many White Claws.
It's all fun and games until somebody hurts their back and can't hit.
Oh,
Oh,
oh man.
Ouch, baby. Very ouch.
On that note, good night.
Let's see.
You just make sure you don't you actually get it past the second baseman and not hit it off for boob this
Oh,
time next
okay.
time.
Okay.
Oh man, y'all are just going at it, man. Why do you guys wait to the end of the show to do this? So we could have done this whole time. Like,
Well, Ben didn't bring the chaos, so we got to do a little bit of chaos at the end of the game.
oh boy.
yeah, I didn't have very much alcohol today, boys.
We noticed.
Yeah.
You were
So-
calling it sparkling spider water. It's like, who the hell is this guy?
Sparkling spider. What the fuck?
Yeah, what?
Mm.
I almost said cider, and I went to say water.
Mm,
Interesting.
Mhm.
okay.
Interesting.
White out Thursday.
Oh, you know what? Oh, one thing before we go, I do want to bring this up. So, fellas, you remember a couple weeks ago we talked about the hitter quit it. It came, Cohooney with his, locks of the week. He was
Mhm.
Mr. I'm going. He was 4-4, and he's Mr. I'm going 12-6. Well, ever since then, he is 0-2. 0-2.
My mom called that.
Yeah. So
I think she just put an L
it
up
was
Yep,
Seattle.
she
It was
did.
Seattle this week, and who was on before that one, John?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's bad.
Anyways, so Cohooney's got to now go undefeated the rest of the way to hit that record he put for himself, and just throwing it out there
I
now,
feel good about this one.
and just throwing it out there right now. That was the wrong button, of course.
Wow.
Love it.
The lock, Cohooney's lock.
There's
of
a
the
drum
week
in there.
Craig, you want to play?
Cooney's lock of the week this week is the Cleveland Browns to cover the 9.5 points at home against the Detroit Lions. He's saying the Browns are going to smoke the Lions.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's what I
I'm-
said too.
I don't know.
He decided to call it early, and then we ran it about, I don't know, what, 2 more games that you were kind of like, ooh, I kind of wish I would have had the lock of the week for that one.
Yeah. The way I saw it, something that I brought up earlier when I was talking about the Cowboys, and it's also about the Bills. If you're a good team, if you're supposed to be a good team, and you get embarrassed, you need to blow out. You need to blow out a team at home. Whoever you play next. Bills got embarrassed by Jacksonville at home, and then they blew out the Jets at home.
They did
Dallas
not
got
blow that Jets
embarrassed.
at home. They were in New York or in New Jersey.
Well, okay. Cowboys got embarrassed by the Broncos, blew out the Falcons. If the Browns want to show that, hey, this team is for real, they need to blow out the Lions this weekend.
I'll counter that with.
And Nick Chubb is supposed to be playing too
I'll counter that
Daddy,
with
chill.
Cowboys and the Bills
against Tim Boyle.
have talent. I don't know if the Browns have that kind of talent.
Yeah.
They got Nick Chubb back. They got probably
Okay. Well, one guy,
a top 5 running back
one guy.
against the Lions.
Yeah, one guy
Yeah,
does
that's
make
all.
one guy does make a team. Look at the San Jose Sharks. I mean, you guys got Carlson, signed him because he's
You
gonna
know what?
take you guys all the way.
Let's wrap
Isn't
this
it
baby.
isn't it hilarious that Ben comes out on here every week and talks like this whole thing of like my team's not good.
It's working. And they're working. It's working.
And then they're finally like good, and now
Donald's all high and mighty.
he's all high and mighty. And then
That's
like
fine. I mean,
and then in January when the Ducks like kind of close down to the mean, it's gonna be like, yeah, they're playing, the the Kraken have lost like 35 games straight. But I think they're finally going to bust through on this one. I really think
That's fine. It's
I
fine.
really think
But
the
no, I
Ducks are
mean,
gonna
it
lose
works
this
though
one.
because the Lions have been sucking enough for all of my teams combined.
Mm.
Like, so it works out.
Well, I mean,
Is that
you
what you
also
think,
the-
Ben? Is that what you think?
Yep.
Also,
Yep,
the-
that's what we're doing. I walked
You
into
really
that.
ran.
Yeah, you did.
I did. It was
Don't-
too quick.
Don't forget the Rams that played like ass the last 2 weeks too. I mean, shit, the Lions have been playing better.
Hey,
It's actually not.
I gotta eat some crow. I hate to do this.
Oh
but
boy.
I think I'm going to have to. When I'm wrong, I'm going to say I'm wrong. Mac Jones is looking pretty damn good. I didn't want to. That said, I did not want him at 3, but if they drafted him at 12, I wouldn't be bad. But you know what? He's performing. He's doing well.
He went to the perfect situation.
to
I don't
great-
I don't think
great-
he succeeds with the Niners. I
No,
mean,
so-
shit, he even walks like Belichick.
Yeah, so props to him. I mean, he's playing well. So I was
All right.
wrong.
Hey, you know what? Good stuff all the way around. Good show.
Either
All
way,
right.
it could be worse. It could be the Jets.
Also right. That does it for us here. Another episode of Sports Bets, but mostly chaos. As usual, follow us over at YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, Sports Bets, but mostly chaos podcast. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff if you're not already doing it. Social media, Twitter, Instagram at SBBMC_POD. Make sure to give us a follow. Oh, excuse me. Give us a follow on there. Same thing, like, comment, anything you want to throw out there. We'd all appreciate that. But that does it here for us. I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. We hope you enjoy the time with the families, eat lots of turkey, eats all the good stuff. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. No show next week with it being on Thanksgiving when we usually do these. So there won't be a show. We're going to have to get our picks out there somewhere. So maybe we can somehow squeeze just the picks in there. Either way,
We can do something. We'll figure something out.
we'll figure something out. We got time.
What's the night game?
The Bills and Saints.
I knew it was the Saints.
Yeah.
All right, well, Bears, Cowboys, and Bills. There we go.
Yep. All right. Thank you all for tuning in as always. We very much appreciate it. We will see y'all soon. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy
Take
Thanksgiving.
care.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Hanukkah.
Oh,
What?
Bad.
What?
We're out.
Oh.
We're out.